Well, hello, friends. I'm so happy to have you tonight. I am Elizabeth Barrick. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm going to be your teacher. I'm so excited that you are joining us. We are going to be making these really fun, super cute, very furry monster backpack zipper pulls. Aren't these so fun? One is in the shape of a heart and one's kind of like a little Pac-Man guy. So I thought these would be really fun to stick on a backpack. And how fun is this fur? So let's get started. I am going to switch my camera around so you can see the supplies that I have grabbed. Bear with me for 1 second and let me switch that camera. There we go. Okay. So we would love to see your final project. So if you would find us or your adult would find us at Learn with Michaels on Instagram, or they can find me at La Cozy Casita on Instagram. We would love to see your projects. They could hashtag Make It with Michaels or hashtag Kids Classes so that we can see these. So fun. So let's see. First thing that I had on the list is the little tool craft case. But if you don't have the craft case, we're going to go through the things that I'm using out of the craft case. Okay, so let me put these little guys in a spot where you can see them and also where we can go over our tools. So let me put these guys right here. I'm just going to hide right there. Okay, so in the craft case, you are going to grab your scissors, if you have them, and those Google eyes. Any kind will do. And if you don't have googly eyes, but you still have your craft case and you have sticky foam, you can use that for the little eyes. Those stars would be cute. There's little circles in here. That would all be super cute. You could use rhinestones. There are so many things in here that you could get really creative with. You can use the glue. And I have the big bottle of glue. So I'm going to be using my big bottle of glitter and sequin glue. This is just regular white household glue. It's right here. Okay. All right, so that's what I'm using out of my case. I'm going to show you some other googly eyes that I'm going to be using because they're so fun. But if you've got your case, those are the things that you can grab. The other thing I would love for you to grab or have your adult grab is a piece of cardboard. Now, this cardboard is a cereal box, or you could use a pasta box or a cracker box. This is what's going to be our template behind our fur. And the reason I'm saying use a box like a cereal box or a pasta box or a cracker box is because it's going to be easier for you to cut. If you're going to be using a big cardboard box, like an Amazon box, it's going to be so much harder for you to cut because it's so much thicker. So try to find in your recycle bin something like that. And hey, if you do have that craft case, this cardboard is perfect. Or if you have card stock, that would work. But I think this is the perfect thickness. So start by finding that. And then let's talk about the things that we are using. Of course, we've got to use our fur. You know what else I have? Because this fur is so messy. I've got this rainbow fur and I've got this, it's kind of like a unicorn fur or something. And I also have a lint roller because this stuff sheds. So you'll see me using this lint roller. You certainly don't have to get one of these, but I kind of like having it handy because these are shedding. And we do not have animals in our house. So if you already have animals, you're probably used to this. I am not. So that's why I've got that lint roller there. Okay, other things that you're going to need. We already said the glue. And here are some things that I said that you could use out of your craft case, but I was going to use, I thought this was so fun. This is a Creatology googly eye set. And I just thought those colored eyes were super duper fun, or these great big giant eyes are really fun too. So that's what I'm using. If you just have the regular ones, hey, no big deal. Use those little ones. If you don't have any at all, like I said, you can just make your own. Okay, and we're going to need these hooks. This is what we're going to add to our cardboard. And if you do not have these hooks, you can use string, no problem. So any type of string, I'm just using this elastic cording that I use for when I make bracelets. This one is the Ice Princess one, I think. So you can use, and it really doesn't matter, any color. If you don't have elastic cord, use regular string or yarn or anything you have, an old shoelace, anything like that. And what we need to use are these jump rings. Jump rings are what is going to put the hook, it's going to attach the hook to the cardboard. Do you see that? That little jump ring. But if you don't have a jump ring, you can just use the string. Okay? So we can come up with different ideas for if you don't have certain things, okay? The other thing you're going to need is a paper punch. But if you don't have a paper punch, you can have your adult use scissors to make a hole for you. You're going to need some type of marker or crayon or pencil. A marker's best just so you can see where you're going to be cutting on your cardboard. So any type of marker will do. Anything you've got. Or like I said, a pencil. Pencil's going to be a little harder to see, but any kind of marker. Okay, and then just for funsies, I had these little charms left over from other projects that I've done. And on this guy, I just put a charm. I thought that was cute. So if you have any of those laying around, you could certainly add them. You don't have to. It's just something fun to add. And for if you are using the jump rings, it's nice to have two little tools to kind of separate the ring with. Again, if you're not using the jump rings, those silver ones, no worries, Hakuna Matata. You can just use that string I said, okay? All right, so that's our supply list. And while you are gathering supplies, I would love to see and hear where you are from and how old you are. So we love to give shout outs on here. So I would love it for Nicole to give you a shout out while I'm chit-chatting, or if we're doing the same kind of thing for a little bit, if we're cutting for a little while or gluing or anything like that. I love to give shout outs. It's the perfect time for that. We want to hear where you're from, what's your name, and how old you are. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Let's start with the heart. Okay.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
if our friends don't have the fur, is there something else that they could use instead?
Well, they could certainly just color. They could use those glitter pens if they like. If they have any old clothes with a pattern that they're getting ready to donate to the Goodwill store or anything like that, you could use that. That would be super fun. Any old mittens, like if you've lost one mitten and you can't find the other and you want to repurpose it, you could use that. There are so many things, but please ask your adult before you go get something, okay? Make sure that it's okay with your adult before you do that. All right, we're going to start with the heart. Okay, so I'm going to start clearing off my section. Miss Nicole knows all of the supplies that you need. So I'm going to go ahead and take things away. And if you have a question, please do not hesitate to ask her. And if she doesn't know the answer, she'll ask me. Okay, but do not be afraid to ask. I think that was an excellent question about if you did not have any fur, because maybe not everyone's going to have fur. So there's definitely other things that you could use in place of the fur, for sure. Great question.
We have some friends from New Jersey. Lily is 5, and Ray and Nikki are both 7.
Welcome, Ray and Nikki. And who else? There was one more I thought you said. I missed it.
Lily, who's 5.
Lily. Welcome, welcome. Let's do, I'm gonna do this guy. Okay, this reminds me of like that monster show, that cute little. Okay, so let's take this guy away. And let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is grab our marker, or you could grab a pencil if you're not quite sure how to make a heart. You can get a pencil, okay? And then if you're satisfied with your shape, then you can go ahead and trace it with the marker if you wanted. I'm just going to use a marker because if I use pencil, it's not going to show up on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to use my marker. All right, so I'm going to come over here in the corner just because if I want to make some more shapes and more backpack pulls for my friends, I want to be able to use more of the cardboard. So I'm going to come over here in the corner and I'm going to draw my hearts. And so if you are not sure how to draw a heart, I'm going to show you really quick. Some of you are pros, and this is like right before Valentine's Day. So if you don't know, this is going to come in really, really handy for when you're writing all your Valentine cards. You're going to now know how to make a heart for my younger friends. So for my younger friends, I'm just going to come over here in this border, and I'm going to show you a smaller heart. Okay. So my younger friends, you're going to start by making the number 3. Okay. So you're going to make the number 3. Just like that. Or you could say an M. You can make an M without the line up here. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see. So I just got a number 3 there on its side. See, it's just a number 3 on its side. Or you can make an M. And then all you have to do is make a V, the letter V. So you're going to connect the 3 to the V, and ta-da, you have a heart. You want to see that again? So you're going to make a 3 or an M or just 2 humps and then make a V. That's the hack on how to make a heart. If you are not, if this was too easy peasy lemon squeezy for you, you can make a heart like this. Start here in the middle, and you're going to kind of make like a question mark a little bit, but you're going in. So you're kind of going to go around and in, like a candy cane or a hook. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side. It doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be the exact same on both sides. And for those of you who go to school, maybe during Valentine's, your teacher will have you fold a piece of paper and you'll just draw this on one side and then you'll cut it out. We're not gonna do that on this cardboard because it's gonna be harder to fold it, but you'll see, you'll probably be making that hook there. Okay, so once you have the hang of that, and hey, you could even make little mini backpack pulls. Hang on to those if you want. So once you have the hang of that, you're going to make a bigger heart. So here I am. I'm going to do my hook. Okay, you could do the 3 if you want to do the 3 with the V. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just like that. See, it's perfect. No big deal. Did you know our faces aren't exactly the same on each side? If you look in the mirror, you'll see that your face, like even one eye is going to be lower than the other. you'll see that it's not exactly symmetrical. So this heart does not have to be symmetrical. So now I'm taking my,
Elizabeth,
yes,
we have a few more friends if you'd like to.
I would love it. I'm just going to cut out this heart while they
Sounds perfect.
shout out.
So we have Abby and Aiden, who are both 8. We have Riley, who's 7.5 from Pennsylvania. We have Ellie from DC, who's 5.5, and a friend who is anonymous from Minnesota and 11.
Wow. Welcome. Glad you guys are here. We've all been chilly willy, haven't we? Everybody's going through this cold weather spurt. Brr. Especially those of you up in the north. My goodness, I know you are chilly. Okay, I'm going to show you a little hack here because sometimes it gets a little tricky to turn your scissors when you're cutting in here. So instead of going all the way around, just go like that. And so that you're detaching your heart from the cardboard. So now you have just a little piece to cut away from instead of the whole box. So I'm going to move the box, and now it's easier to cut. Now for my new friends, my kindergartners, I was a kindergarten teacher for a very, very, very long time. So I want to remind you, put your thumb on top, your fingers on the bottom, open, close, open, close, open, close. And then the hand you write with is the hand you have your scissors in. The hand you do not write with is the hand that you hold the paper in. So the job of this hand is just open, close, open, close. And the job of this hand is to turn your paper. And my 11-year-old, I'm sure this is old news, right? So you might even be on your second heart by now, which is super cool. Good job. All right. Almost there. Can you see how this is kind of hard to cut? Harder to cut than paper? It's because it's thicker. So that's why that other cardboard would be even harder if you're using a box, like a shipment box. That's going to be so much harder. Okay, I have my pattern, guys. There it is. So if you have your shapes and you just want to trim it, you can trim it if you want. You see how this is a little longer on this side than this side, but I kind of think it's a little fun. So I'm leaving mine. This one's more of a perfect shape, and you can see on this one, I actually folded it in half to get that. So it's perfect on each side. This one's kind of funky. I liked it. But for my, for my bigger kid, my 11-year-old, you might want to fold yours. And you could totally do that. Let me just show you super duper quick. I did say that I wasn't going to do it, but it's going to take 5 seconds. See how this is folded right here? Watch what I do. So I just made my hook on one side. I'm going to fold. Now, the little scissors are going to be a little trickier, but my bigger kids can handle bigger scissors probably. Or you can have your adult do it for you. So that cardboard is folded, and now I'm cutting through 2 pieces of cardboard instead of 1 piece of cardboard. But because I'm cutting 2 pieces and I'm making sure not to cut that fold right there, watch what happens when I open it. Ta-da! It's the same on both sides. Did you see how I did that? So that's a little hack to make sure you have both sides equal. But like I said, tonight, I kind of like this funky, fun heart. So I'm sticking with this heart. All right, so it's time to get your fur or your fabric. You could use colored paper. You could use newspaper. You could use magazines, whatever you like. All right, so now this has become my pattern. Look, it's my pattern. So I'm going to trace my pattern onto my fabric. So I'm going to turn this just so, because I have a little crease here and I don't really want to get the crease in there. There we go. Okay, that's how it fits best. You can see I've already used this once for this piece. So I don't want to waste my fabric, so I'm going to get as close to the edges as I can because I want to use this for another project another day or make more of these. So I'm going to grab my marker, and you can use any type of marker, whatever shows up on your fabric. Now, do you notice that I am not marking on the fur side? The fur side is facing down on my table, and I'm marking on the rough side. So those of you who have the fur, make sure you have the fur side down and the rough side up. This will help you make your pattern because it's going to be really tricky to draw on the fur side. That's why we're doing that. Okay. So grab your marker, and you might have to go back and forth a little bit so that you can see it, and make sure to press down on your pattern. Once you put your pattern down, don't move it. Keep it nice and still. Keep it nice and still so the hand that you write with is the one that you're marking and using to go around your heart. The hand that you do not write with is your helper hand. That's going to make sure not to move that pattern. If you accidentally move the pattern, just get it back to where it was and go back over and trace. So that fur is popping up, so sometimes I have to go back over it. See how I'm just kind of going back and forth until I'm sure that I've marked around every spot. And I grabbed a different color just so I could make sure, but you don't have to. I wasn't sure if I got everything on this side, so let me just go back. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I think I got it. But look, I'm going to show you a way to check without moving your pattern completely. Just going to kind of make a peek. Oh yeah, that looks good. Let's check this side. Wonderful. Okay, are you ready for the big reveal? Ta-da, I did it. How about you? Did you get it? Right. So it's cutting time. Now, if you're getting behind, if I'm going too fast, don't worry because we're going to do this again with this shape, okay? And remember, the first time around, we go a little slower. The second time we go a little faster, but we're going to do it twice. So don't worry if you miss something, and please ask if you have any questions. Okay, so we are going to use that hack I was telling you about. Remember that hack? Where we're going to cut away from, make sure you've got some good scissors that you can cut the fabric with. Fabric can be tricky. So if you're having a hard time cutting the fabric, make sure to cut really close to the opening of your scissors. So if these are my scissors, I'm going to put the fabric way in here. I'm not going to trim on the end of my scissors. So I don't want to trim here. I want to go all the way in. Open up your scissors. Your kid's scissors might not do the trick. You might have to have your adult help you with some scissors that can cut better on fabric. See how I'm opening those scissors very, very wide to cut around. So while I cut this, I wonder if we had any more shout outs.
We do. We have Zeta from 8. Zeta, who is 8 from Michigan. Sorry, I can't read today. And then we have Eamon, who is 10 years old.
Welcome. So glad you're here. This is the perfect craft for the ages of friends that we have tonight.
Agreed.
Just snip away. See how I kind of cut that other fur away? I cut this pattern away from the rest of the fur because I just didn't want to get it to get in my way, just the same way I did use with that box. I just kind of chopped it off a little bit just to get it out of the way, and now I can work on these smaller details. And just some patience as you use the sharpest part of your scissors. A lot of times the ends of your scissors are much more dull than the middle part. I'm almost there. Let me throw this away. I wonder if your fur is shedding as much as my fur is shedding. There we are. All right, I got it cut all the way around. Let me just clean up my fur here. All right, so now we have to glue our pattern onto our fur, because if we do not glue the pattern on, it's going to be kind of flimsy and it might roll, and then we won't be able to see that super cool heart that we just made. So that's why we're going to glue just like that. So before I glue, I'm going to go ahead and punch my hole into the cardboard. So again, if you do not have a hole punch, you can ask your adult to help you. I'm going to see. Let me see. I did this so long ago. Let me see if I can get through both. If I can't get through both, then I'll do them separately. Kind of sneak it in there. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put my hole up here on the top. There we go. I did. I was able to get through both. Right here towards the top. That's where I'm going to put mine. So if you come in way far or too far, your jump ring is not going to reach, because you can only put your jump ring so far, depending on how big your jump ring is. Okay. Now, if you're using string and you don't have a jump ring, you really don't have to worry. Just try to go around the edge without cutting through the edge. Does that make sense? So let me use an example. I'm going to give you an example. This is where I have the circle. That's where my punch is going to go. If I punch right here close to the edge, see that? Jump ring is going to fall right on off. Or if I get even too close, if I get really close like this, let me see if I can get it. If I get really close like that, it's going to tear much easier. So you have to do that Goldilocks method where it's just right. Okay, not too far in, not too close to the edge, but just right. Okay, so now that you have that, we are going to glue the underside of our heart. So it's kind of like making a sandwich here, right? Peanut butter and jelly. Open the top, lift up the top, and you've got to put your glue in the middle. May need to, this sometimes gets clogged, so let me make sure. A little skewer in there. Just to make sure we're flowing. Okay, I always like to shake it, get it all down to the bottom, kind of like the mustard can, right? So we're not making any crazy sounds now. All right, around the glue. Now you do need a generous amount of glue, a good amount. Usually, you know, if you've taken my classes before and we've glued, we say a little double do ya, but not today, friends. We need a lot more glue than normal because that fabric is going to soak up the glue. So that's just the right amount for me. So now, remember, if I put my heart on like this, it's going to be backwards. Remember we made that sandwich? So we kind of pulled off the top, put it back down. So it matches perfectly. Just like this. Do you notice that I didn't glue the hole here? Because that's where I'm going to put my jump ring or my string. Let me make sure it's still open. It is still open. And I'm just using a tool that I have here on my desk. You can use a toothpick. You can use a skewer. You can use a pencil. All of those things will work just to make sure that that circle is still available to you. Okay. You guys doing all right? Okay, it's time to choose our color. Let's see, what color do we want to do? Color do you guys think? You decide. If you want orange, put O in the comments. If you want white, put W in the comments. If you want purple, put P in the comments or in the Q&A. And while you vote on that, I'm going to grab my jump ring and my tools. So we've got green, white, two types of pink, blue. So we've got a hot pink and a light pink. Got a yellow, O for orange. You could put LP for light pink or HP for hot pink. Purple. So
So
you
far
did.
we have a purple vote.
Oh, we've got a purple vote. All right. Get a jump ring. Okay, so I've got my jump ring. And what else do I need to collect while I'm waiting for those votes to come in? Oh, I need to grab my googly eyes, of course. I'm going to grab my googly eyes.
We have another purple vote.
Ooh, 2 purples. All right. These are fun little googly eyes. They're a little oval. I don't know if I want to do these. Let's see what that looks like. Those are cute.
We are now at 3 votes for purple.
3 for purple. It's going to be a clean sweep, baby. Wow. Do we want to do eyelashes? I think I'm just going to go old school. I'm just going to go for the straight up, just the eyes like that, I think. All right.
We also have another shout out.
Oh, let's hear it.
We have Alexa, who is 8. And then correction on Zeta, who's actually 5, not or 6, not 8. So.
Ooh. That's a big deal in kid ages. Got to get those ages right. All right. Well, we're going to go purple, guys. Purple's the winner, I think.
We had one last vote for pink.
Ooh,
but I think because we've got 3 purples, we should probably go with purple.
That wins. You can go ahead and put your vote in for the next one, though. Okay, guys? So if you have, when we make this monster, you can decide which hook you want to use for that one. So we'll give you another chance for voting for the second monster. So I'll leave those out then. And so as you can see, my purple has this little tag on it. So I need to go ahead and cut off that tag. Get it ready. And there we go. All right. I just love this. Okay. I just love little crafts like these. They make me so happy. They're so fun. Okay, so you can decide, like that's kind of funny. If you want to put the, you can decide wherever you want to put your eyes. That's kind of funny. It kind of looks like a heart, like a little snail, you know, slithering away. If you put them over there, heart snail, you can just put them right in the middle. You can see how when you change the eyes, it really changes their little characters. And I love that. I'm not sure if these are adhesive or not. Let me see. Some of these are adhesive and some are not. I think the ones that come in your toolkit or your case are not, but these might be. Let me just see if they pop off here. And if they don't, I'll just put some glue. Oh, they are. Adhesive means they're stickers. So let me, the only thing is that I've got nails that don't let me peel off this kind of thing. So if one of you were right here by me, I would say, could you get the sticker peeling off for me, please? All right, so here's one. Now, those of you who are making your eyeballs, how are you making your eyeballs? What are you using? Give us some ideas. I said you could use rhinestones. You could just cut out 2 circles from white paper and just color it in black. That's kind of fun. You could use 2 pom-poms. What are some things you could use? 2 beans. If you are doing something different, let us know. Because not everybody just has googly eyes hanging around. Cute. Look at her or him. I like to make her a little. I'm going to make this one a him and this one a her. Okay, so now for your jump ring. If you have a jump ring, I'm going to show you how to attach it. So I'm going to flip this back around. Make sure I've got my hole handy. Yep, it's still handy. I'm just using a little skewer. Remember I said you could use a skewer or a pencil, anything, even your scissors you could poke through there. All right, so for this jump ring, you need your 2 tools. So if you have an adult that does jewelry or someone who's handy in the garage, they'll have 2 tools, which was listed in the supplies. This is totally optional. If you do not have this, hang tight and I'm going to show you what you can do instead. But for now, I'm going to zoom in so you can see how we separate this. Now, this is definitely a job for my adults or my bigger kids. It's a little trickier for my younger friends. All right, so first you have to find where the opening is. And it's probably hard to see, but I can see that it's right here. And if you cannot see, just feel with your nail and it'll catch. So I'm going to pinch 1 tool on one side of that opening and 1 on the other side of the opening. Okay. See if I can't get it to focus. And you'll see once I pull it apart. Okay. So 1 on each side of the opening. Now, instead of pulling it apart, I'm going to pull one of the tools toward my body, the other one away from my body. Okay. So instead of pulling them apart, you're going to keep them together, but you're going to pull one towards you and one away from you. Just like this. Here we go. Trying to get it in the shot better. 1 toward me, 1 away. Get a better grip here. It's a delicate little balance here to make sure it's on the camera. All right, 1 toward me, 1 away. See? I didn't separate it. I just brought 1 towards me, 1 away. I squeezed real hard. And now I have created a gap in my ring. On that gap, that is where I'm going to thread it through the cardboard. Just stuck it right in there. I haven't let go yet. Now I'm going to add my hook. See that? You can see the opening. Now just do that. Okay. Haven't let go. Now, to close it or to fasten it, I'm just going to do the same thing. Bring them back together. We're not squeezing them towards each other. because remember, we didn't pull them away from each other in the middle. We just brought one forward and one back. Now I'm putting them back together. There we go. It's as if it never happened. You see that? All right, so here's my ring. I'm going to pull back now and show you. Here's my ring. And what I did is I pulled this part back or toward me and this one away from me. Okay, away and back. Instead of pulling it apart like this, one went up and one went back. One went back. Don't open it. Okay, that's the way to make sure it doesn't slip off. All right, for those of you who do not have a jump ring and you have just string, that's great. I'm going to show you how to use it. I'm going to use black because I think that's going to show up the best. And you don't need that much. Let's say, let's go for about 10 inches. If you don't know what 10 inches is, just use about twice the size of your hand. And that's going to be plenty. And so what I'm going to do is, if I didn't have the ring and the hook, I'm just putting the string through the hole. Do you see that? Out it came. And then I'm going to put the hook on. So do you see where I put that? I didn't put the hook, I didn't put the string through the big part of the hook. I'm putting the string through that tiny little circle on the end. Just like that. Did you see what I did? That part is pretty straightforward. So you put it through the hole on your cardboard, find the hole on your hook, the perfect circle, not the teardrop shape, the circle shape. And then you put the string right through that. And now you are going to tie this kind of like you do your shoes. So make a crisscross like an X. Just exit. If you know how to tie your shoes, you're going to know how to do this. If you don't know how to tie your shoes, ask an adult to help you. Cross, pull. One more cross. Now you tuck it in. Now watch, guys. This is different. Just like you do with your shoes, but you go one more time through. Then pull. I'm going to show you one more time. Let me move these hooks out of the way. I'm going to show you one more time through, right? So you just crisscrossed once. So right now, all I have done is put my string through my heart, string through the circle part of my backpack pull. I'm making an X. Tuck it under and pull just like you do with your tennis shoes. Now, the second one is the different direction. Give it a cross again, another X. Now tuck this in once. Tuck this in twice. Now pull. That's a surgeon's knot. I'm going to show you one last time. Cross. Tuck it in once, just like you normally would with your shoes, but instead of pulling tight, go one more time. Whoop, one more time. Now pull it. Nice and tight, not too tight that you're going to rip your cardboard. Now, this is a good opportunity to add a dab of glue right here. And that's going to help it so it doesn't come untied. That's the only reason we're putting a little dab of glue right there. So then tomorrow, after the glue dries, you'll just snip the ends here and it'll be finished off. Okay. That's what you can do for that. Of course, mine has 2 on there because I showed you how to use the jump hoop, the jump ring, and I showed you how to use the string. That's why mine has 2. All right, if you want, and if you have those charms laying around, this is a great opportunity to add those charms. I'm going to grab my mat so I don't get my other mat glue on my other mat. So this is a great opportunity. Like, look at these fun little charms. These are like concert charms. My other one has butterfly charms on it. If you like to play basketball, soccer, baseball, whatever you like. If you want to put your favorite food on there, you can put that on there. All right, so do whichever one you want. Let's do this music note. So I'm just gonna, and again, this is optional. I just think it's kind of fun just to add a little bit of flair, a little bit of your own liking, whatever you like, and then just stick it right on the ring or stick it on the string. It's going to be harder to put on there because now it's full with this other stuff. I'm going to put it on the string, I think. Right there on that string. Isn't that cute? So fun. All right, now that's how we make our fun little zipper pull or backpack pull. Let's go ahead and do the second monster. And remember, we're going to go a little zippier on this one because now you've got the hang of it. I overly explained, hopefully. I want to always over explain so that you know how to do it just right. And let's put this guy up here. I'm going to get rid of this extra. And let me pull up my camera so you can get a better view of what we're working with. And there we go. Okay. So I'm just going to cut off this extra here. I don't need that anymore. All right. And I'm going to make this kind of Pac-Man shape. You could just make a circle if you want. This isn't Pac-Man. It's his little guys that he eats, but I don't know what they're called. But I'm going to show you how to make them. Or it looks like a little ghost. It could be a little ghost, whatever you want. You know, monsters are not real. They're make-believe. So you can just make them however you want. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the letter N, or you could make an upside down U. Just like that. Now I'm going to go, whoa, 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 up, down, up, down. Okay. So I'm going to go down and make a U, up and make an N. So I went up for a U, down for an N, up for another U, down for an N, and up for a U. It's just little squiggle lines. So if you made yours and your squiggles look like this, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, perfect. If you made yours like this, zigzag, 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 perfect. If you made yours like this, weep, boop, boop, perfect. You can make it however you want, because guess what? You're in charge of your own monster. So whatever you want yours to look like, you do it. It's your own project. All right, so I'm just making mine the same, and now I'm going to cut all the way around that. Remember my hack, cut away from the cardboard so it's easier to cut out. And now I'm going to do this upside down U, or this N shape first before I get into all those squiggles. Now remember, we're rocking and rolling, going a little faster the second time. And if I'm going too fast for you, remember what we did the first time around. And if you still can't remember that, and it's totally fine, this is going to be on YouTube tomorrow. So you can finish this project tomorrow. Or, you know, sometimes we can't finish the whole class because it's time for bed. That's totally fine. You can have something to look forward to tomorrow, right? Hey, if you are the kind of person that loves to make homemade Valentine cards, this would be a super fun project to do, to pass out to your buddies. at school or church or your neighborhood or wherever. So here is this craft fur. This is the rainbow one. Isn't that cute? So I'm just going to, let me separate this up here. And all I'm going to do now is trace it, remember? And so we're using the rough side, not the fur side. We're going to use the rough side. We're going to find just the right spot. I'm not going to go right in the middle because I want to use this fur for something else. So I'm going to go right here. And remember, I've got a writing hand and I've got a helper hand. My helper hand is going to keep my pattern still, so I don't move it around. I'm going to go back and forth with my marker, or if you have a pen, if you have a piece of chalk, that would work. Pencil would be tricky to see, but any kind of marker is going to do the trick as long as it writes. Now, remember, before I lift my pattern up, before I move that pattern and lift it up, I want to make sure I got all the way around. That side is pretty good. Let's check this side. Looking good. I think I got it, and I did. So I'm going to move that away. Now I'm going to cut. Remember my hack? Cut away from the whole sheet. And also I'm cutting using the sharpest part of my scissors. Oh, where is my, see, shedding. It's even on my pants. All right, so now I'm going to cut this out. And it's easier for me if I cut the top part out. I love the colors on this one. So cute. Now, if you wanted your stripes, if you have the same fur and you want your stripes to go sideways, then just make your pattern going sideways so that you get a different look. See, this one's going sideways, but now this one's going to be going up and down, which is kind of fun. I like that. How are you guys doing? Are you doing okay? Are you having a good time? I hope so. Cut out all these round parts here.
We have 2 pink votes for the next lanyard, by the way.
Oh, good. Thank you. I almost forgot. Pink it is then. All right. Get all this away. If you had that lint roller, this is a perfect time to use that. You don't, no worries. Okay. Now we're going to go for the glue part, remember? So make your match again. And remember, we're going heavy. We took that pattern off, opened it up like a peanut butter sandwich, and go. This is your time to shine, glue. Usually we don't let him give us a whole bunch, but today's your day. It's your lucky day, glue. You get to use lots. We're going to use you a lot today, glue. We don't want the backing of this to go anywhere. Make sure you have it on the edges so that your fabric does not curl up. Give it an X in the middle, and that should do the trick. All right. Now I'm going to close. Oops, you know what I forgot to do? Oh, yeah, guys, I forgot to make my hole. The whole reason I do my hole is so I don't get glue on it. Nuts. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go for it anyway. I was going to see, oh, I do have my little, got my baby wipes here. They're so handy. I'm going to look for a part that's kind of empty right here. I'm just going to wipe a little of that glue away. There we go. and that's where I'm going to put my hole. Okay, so put the lid on my sandwich. Slight oversight, slight oversight. I was getting excited. Okay, now I'm going for the hole punch. And of course, if you forget to do your hole punch or you want to wait, you totally can. There we go. You could wait until it was dry. All right. So now I am going to make sure that that hole was pushed all the way through. There we go. Just tear it off, just pull it off there.
Our vote for pink has gone up to 4.
Ooh, all right. Pink it is. Now, did they say hot pink or light pink? Did they distinguish?
They did not.
Okay, we're going to go light pink because I only have one hot pink left and I've got 2 light pinks. So I'm going for the light pink. All right, so let's get on this one. I'm going to do the string. And I'm going for black again so you can see it. Now, if you have those jump rings, use those jump rings because it'll last probably longer than the string will. Okay, so I'm going to thread this through. Here it is. You kind of have to move that fur away. These are so fun. And remember, I'm going to loop. I'm going to put this in the circle part of the clasp. And now I can, if I want, I can add a charm. I don't have to. This is a great opportunity to put the charm on. If you don't want a charm, don't put a charm on. And then you're going to go just like you're tying your shoes. Now remember the second one is the surgeon's knot. So you go crisscross, go in once, go in twice, and pull it tight. You're going to give it a dab of glue. Let it dry so that it won't unravel. Tomorrow, once it's dry, you can snip off the ends here. I'm just showing you. And you could even get closer than that if you want. Let's turn it around. Look at, looks like he's been blowing in the wind. That is funny. All right, let's do some eyes. And let's go for the big eyes. Isn't that cute? I just love these. You could put a little charm on these with your name. That would be fun. Or your initials would probably be better to put your initials. Or if you have bags, if you're going to summer camp this summer, you can label. This would be a really fun way to label your luggage or your backpack so it doesn't get lost. Super fun. All right, here we go. Yeah, it'd be super cute to put little like letter beads going down the side. I am just loving these big eyeballs and all these fun. So cute. Okay, I love it. Do you love it, you guys? Do you love yours? I hope you do. And I hope that you will tag me at La Cozy Casita so I can see your fun little monsters. It would just make my heart so happy. I want to see those guys, see what you've been up to. So tag Michaels at Learn with Michaels. Have your adult do that so we can see. I can't see your beautiful faces on this screen. So this is a super fun way for me to see your finished project. And guess what we're doing next week, guys? I'm going to grab it so that you can see. You may have already seen it in my background because I like to leave little Easter eggs in my background. I'm going to switch my camera. And there we go. Whoopsies. Okay, so you can see, so I've got some Easter eggs back there, some projects that we're going to be working on. That's going to be a little gnome fairy garden house out of pots. Got little clay dishes back there. That'll be fun. And this guy is what we're making next week. It's a Valentine box Rubik's Cube. Isn't that cute? Little legs on it. So we're going to be making those next week. I know sometimes your teachers might have little projects, or like she might say, hey, or he, go make your own Valentine box if you want. And we'll have some competition, like who made the most creative or whatever. But this is super fun. And you can get these just plain white boxes at Michael's. And then we're just going to be using the foam out of our craft case. So join me next week and I'll show you how to do this. Okay. And look, got those big old eyes again. Super, super fun. So I hope you had a great time. I know I did. And I hope that I will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me, friends, and have a good night. And we'll see you then. Bye.